What's up, guys? It's your boy Scion, and I'm back. And this is another episode of the Storm Files. Now, something that I don't normally do when it comes to Warframe is talk about PvP. DE has made a number of good changes to PvP, making skills less spammy. And what that actually does is that makes the game more skill-based, and you have to worry about actually aiming at things rather than just hitting 4-3-0-1 and you win. Doesn't exactly work like that anymore, and that's what makes good PvP. In any PvP game that you play online is when it's more skill over the skills, if you understand what that means. So with that said, I'm actually suggesting you go into PvP now, have a little fun with it. I tried it earlier today before 7 o'clock, and I gotta get in there and try it again, but it's been a little bit busy, so I'm actually gonna start doing my thing in there just to see how much that actually changes things. There's a few numerous other it's not can't be a few numerous, but there's a few other things that are going on with the Conclave changes that you may want to check out as well. Now we actually got the Destreza right here. You see her brandishing it right now. Pretty good weapon. Good overall. I would give it, if you had to do a 1 to 5, I would give it a 3.5. Pretty good. I did a survival T4 and got to 29 minutes before it really got annoying. Actually, it got annoying at 25 minutes, to be honest with you. I didn't have Light Strike on because with Valkyrie, I used the Hysteria spam to get my energy, get my life back. So that allows me not to use Life Strike. But on any other frame, it probably would be of best interest to use Life Strike because this weapon does not stagger much. See right there. It has a stagger, but it's not anything that will kind of stun lock things. Like, they'll just be kind of like looking at you and they'll kind of smack you right through it. And other weapons, that doesn't really happen, or pretty much of the weapon is not strong enough at a certain point to just wipe them out. So it's just, you really need to get super speed or shadow strike or just random other things that I could think of. But this is the actual damage that I came up with. Got me a nice viral proc going on. Slash is not much to be thinking about. Puncture is okay. Impact, got a nice wall attack status. This is actually when I was fully modding it, so that's what I ended up with. So let's go to upgrade. Bam! Got the Vulpine Mask, which is the stance that came out with it. Bam! Let's look at those combos. Deceptive Lunge, Dual Secrets, Sicilian Guide, Hidden Flourish, Veil Reposit, Spiral Cut, Sky Doom, Weightless Steel, and Death's Mark. These are the mods that I went with. Pressure Point, Fury, True Steel, Spoiled Strike, Fever Strike, Northwind, Berserker, and Rending Strike for the puncture damage. And I figured that might be a little bit better than the Sundering Strike because it gives you a little bit of extra slash on top of it. Could be wrong. Could just be like, whatever. It just could be your choice. If you feel Sundering Strike is better, then use it, because stat-wise it is better. See that? It actually went up. So when it comes to actually using a frame besides Valkyrie, that's kind of weird. Besides Valkyrie, what I would suggest is maybe getting rid of one of these. Probably Spoiled Strike to have an even faster speed with Fury and Berserker, and put Light Strike on there just for sustainability. I just don't, like I said, I don't do that with Valkyrie because she doesn't need it because she can heal herself. And frames that could heal themselves, I wouldn't necessarily put Life Strike on them. I'd just go with more damage. But this is what I came up with. Works out pretty well. Like I said, I went to like 29 before. I was just like, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna shoot something in the head now, and it worked out pretty well. So let's go into gameplay, and I'll show you how things went. Of course, you want to do your natural damages when it comes to whatever you're attacking, but I just went with viral, just because it worked out with the slash and then puncture proc and everything. So, yep, let's get into some gameplay now. Now, I had a lot of fun going into the T4 survival with this weapon. I hate to bring it down a notch because when I got a little bit higher level, I expected it to perform better, and it really didn't. So it maybe need to look at, but it's pretty strong and it's alright though. It's definitely not something to be sneezed at. But then again, like I keep telling people, T4 high level is not in game. It's not even balanced correctly. So you can't really go off that, but it still needs to be said. It's better what happens in the sortie. to be honest with you. And I actually did go into a sortie and I didn't really notice any type of problem. I actually put life strike on it and I did fine. I ran through and sliced up stuff and had no problem with it. So if sortie is true in game, which it is, and this weapon had no problem and true in game, then there's no problem with this weapon, to be honest with you. And it doesn't need to be buffed. Now, I know some people are going to sit up there and say, oh my god, I couldn't go to like T wave 50 and some crap like that. I'm going to repeat again because it's still not sinking in. T4 survival or anything that goes beyond 30 to 40 to 50 minutes is not in game. The game does not need to be balanced beyond that. That's just you wanting to go and do something silly like that. The game doesn't need to be balanced beyond that. So I have to keep saying that because I see YouTubers still saying it, and I'm like, what the F is wrong with you? Because that's not in game. So I have to keep repeating it over and over again, and maybe it'll sink in. I know the YouTubers are starting to say it, they're starting to get it. Maybe they're watching me, maybe they're watching other people, but they're starting to get it. That's not in game. I don't know how many times I can say it. Even the devs said it's not in game. So I don't even understand why people still just forget it. Forget it. I could go on for like 10 hours on that. The good thing about all of this is that we got a different type of weapon. It's definitely a different type of weapon. It reminds me of a long dagger, to be honest with you. It doesn't have any like AoE type of capability beyond the stamp. The stamp, or stomp rather, when you jump up in the air and slam down. What the hell is a stamp? Anyway, it doesn't have any AoE beyond that. You can put prime reach on it if you want to, just to extend the reach around and be extra pokey. But with hardcore, I'm like, yeah, I don't need all that. Ain't nobody got time for that. So that's all fine and good. Now, talk about a few other changes that's going on in the game. It's actually pretty interesting. Now, like I said, there was a lot of Conclave changes. Like, they pretty much changed Ash's Bladestorm Equinox's Rest and Rage, Limbo's Banish, Mag is Bullet Attractor, Necro's Soul Punch, Nyx's Mind Control, Oberon's Smite, Sovereign's Spore, and Trinity's Well of Life, I believe, and Energy Vampire. I think. I don't want to go look at it, but that's what I think happened. And then they had sortie changes, which I believe that made some of the sorties a lot less longer than they were before. Like the defense was like 15 waves, and I think it's down to 10. The survival may be down to 10 or 15 minutes. Excavation was taken down a few, and I think, was it exterminate? No, it was interception. Interception was lowered, but I don't know the exact number. Now that actually helped speed up like the sorties a little bit. The only thing that I think that people don't like about sorties is spy. Spy, people hate spy. So people don't want to do nothing with spy. People don't want to even look at spy. So if they do something with spy, that'll help people out. Maybe take the fail state out. But I know, do something else to make spy harder. The fail state kind of frustrates people and makes it really hard in random groups, because there's always somebody who just wants to Rambo a damn like A, B, or C and F it up and then mess it up for everybody else. I've had that happen a few times. It's really frustrating when everybody else knows how to play and there's just one who doesn't. And you just don't want to have a fail state that rewards that person for failing. That's where it comes at that point. You're rewarding them for failing at that point, because even if they're trolling, then they're screwing 3 other people, and you just don't want to have that where that can actually happen. You want to have it that the team could carry somebody if somebody can't play right, so they can learn how to play right. You don't want it to just have, well, I ran in here and I suck at spy, so I just screwed everybody else who did 2 or 3. Like that's no, you don't want that stuff like that. That's why people hate it. Anyway, Kubro eggs, the overall rate has been increased, which I guess is cool. Everybody by now has a Kubro, right? Except for new people. New people might be a little bit frustrated by that, but it's whatever. And the other stuff is just a bunch of changes and fixes. And that's pretty much all we got for this week. Now, it's a pretty interesting overall week. Pretty interesting weapon to be given to us. Like I said, it's not freaking in-game. If you're talking about anything high-level T4. I'm gonna keep saying that until people stop that bullshit. Anyway, PvP, get up in there. Conclave is hot to death right now. It's very fun. Do your thing. And other than that, you guys be legendary. I'll see you next video, or I will see you on YouTube live streaming. because you guys always know I'm up in there streaming Warframe. So peace. I appreciate everybody who stops by and watches my channel. So if you'd like to see more of my videos, you can click the top right end card and see more of my videos on the playlist, or you can click the bottom right and subscribe to the channel. Once again, one love and thanks for stopping by. Peace.